Okay, so here we go with the next bit of the weekly battle plan. So we've been through everything, goal setting, the fitness, food and focus side of this and why they are important, okay? So the next bit is return and report, this bottom bit of the weekly battle plan. So I usually do this on a Sunday. Takes 5 minutes. 5 minutes. So what you do is you go through and you look at each section, fitness, food and focus. And you say, right, fitness. Your outcome is that's your goal for fitness. You can have a different goal for fitness, food and focus, but let's not worry about that now because your goal is probably going to be to lose a bit of weight, get a bit fitter, whatever it is. You'll have set your goal and you'll have your reason why. The big reason is the reason why, okay? That was from the second email. If you haven't done that, please go back and do it. So what you do is, it's out of 7. So you look at fitness across the top, go this way across, it's out of 7 points. How many points did you get? You write it in, do the same for food and the same for focus. Then what you say, are you on track for your goal? Which you can go through once you've set your goals, okay? Yes or no? Right? And then if you are on track, good. If you're not, there'll be a reason why. What worked well last week? What did you do well? Well, if you've got 7 points, it's like, well, I did the thing that I've set out to do. Okay? What needs improving? Now, the thing that needs improving, if you didn't get all your points, you'd be like, I didn't really focus on walking 10 minutes a day or whatever. Okay? So you do the same for your food and the same for your focus. Okay? And then after, what will happen there is the what needs improving will help you go forwards into next week to say what's the one thing that you need to do this week. So if something needs improving, it's like, well, I wasn't very good at that, so I can focus on that next week. What will you do? What's the one thing you're going to do? When will you do it? Why will you do it? And how will you do it? Which is your goal setting, right? What do you want? Why do you want it? What's the biggest obstacle? When you're going to do it? And how will you do it? What's your plan? Simple as that. So that then feeds into the following week. You fill that in. You fill in your scores and you go back to your return and report. You see, and it keeps you progressing week on week on week on week. Okay? Now, there's also the top 3 wins and the to-do list. What I usually get guys to do is to write down 3 wins a day. 3 wins a day. Simple. 3 wins a day. It can be, I went for a walk today. I drank 2 litres of water and I had a fish oil capsule. It can be as simple as that. These are wins, okay? Now, the reason why I would do this is because it's very easy to focus on the things that you haven't done and the things that went wrong today. And a lot of people do that and they'll wake up the next day and go, oh, yesterday was rubbish and I hope today's going to be better. As opposed to getting up the next day and going, here's my 3 wins from yesterday. Brilliant. How can I take that forward into today, into tomorrow, into the next day, into next week, which is what this does. So then what you do is you write down your 3 biggest wins of the week. Your biggest wins. This is why you write them down every day, because if you look back over your week and try to pick your 3 biggest wins, you're going to be like, oh, God, I can't remember. Like, what happened? God, it's been a long week. It's been busy. It's going to be struggling. So if you're struggling to think to last week what your wins are, imagine what it's like week by week by week by week at the end of the year when you're like, what have I actually achieved this year? At least you'll be able to know because it'll be written down, okay? So you put down what your biggest win was, your achievement, the reason why it's your biggest win. This is what matters now, the reason why it's your biggest win. You see this? It's always why. Why do you want this? Why is it good? Further progress. Okay, so you can say, right, your achievement was, your biggest win was, I went for a 10-minute walk. Why is that good? Because I want to get fitter, because I want to be there for my family, I want to live longer, whatever your reason why was, that's great. Further progress. I'm going to carry on doing these walks. I'm going to carry on into next week because it works. Now, you don't necessarily have to put that into the one thing that's good that you need to do next week because you've done it well. But further progress is that. And then the specific action. So I'm going to go for a walk next week. Every day. Okay, but when? What time are you going to go? I'm going to go at lunchtime. I'm going to go at midday, lunchtime, my lunch break at work. And then look, you've got a plan. So you've got a plan from your wins, the things you're doing well at. You've got the other things that work well this week for your fitness, food and focus. You've got the things that need improving for each, which you can then take forward to improve them next week. And then that might even become your biggest win of the following week. I hope this is making sense. And then the last bit is just the to-do list. That's just because everyone's got things that they need to do. And if you write it down, it gets it out of your head, because if it's in there, it takes up space and you're constantly thinking about it. The people go like, oh, I know what I'm doing. It's all up here. And then they forget to do stuff. By the end of the week, they're racing around trying to do all the things they've forgotten. If you write it in here, you can say, right, what have I got to do? When have I got to do it by? Okay. And that's putting imposed deadlines on yourself. So it's probably good to say, right, if you need something doing by Friday, say, oh, well, I'll do it by Wednesday if you've got time. Okay. Why are you going to do it? Again, why? And who's involved? Because if there's other people involved, you need to make sure they're doing the thing that they need to do. Because then otherwise what you get into, which we're trying to get out of because we're trying to take ownership of all of this, is I didn't get that done this week because of this person, of this situation or whatever. Something that is kind of out of your control, but if you had a list of it here and who's involved, you could have maybe reminded them, because they might be the person who's like, it's all up here, and then have forgotten, and then that reflects on you. So I hope all of that makes sense. And then tomorrow, we'll do a bit of a recap on all of this.